Hey, y'all, listen. It's Friday night. We got a long weekend ahead of us. It's Memorial Day weekend. So I'm glad to see some of y'all in the building hanging out with the Diva tonight. I appreciate y'all being here because you know trending topics, no matter what goes down, we got to do our trending topics, okay? Diva's in the building. I hit 40K. My goal is to hit 50K now, okay? 50K subscribers by December 2025. I want to be celebrating with my 100K plaque. But in the meantime, people, thank you for being here. I appreciate y'all. It's Trending Topics Friday. We got stuff to talk about, and I'm ready to talk. I hope y'all are too. So listen, tonight's title is Messed Up. Somebody put in the chat, hashtag messed up. It's messed up. You know, when I thought about Papoose and Remy Ma, you thought everybody was saying black love. Everybody wanted a Papoose because Papoose, when Remy Ma was locked up down there in the jail, he held her down. He was visiting her every day. You got people that was already married that didn't visit their spouse every day in no jail. He packed up his house, sold his house in one area, moved closer to where she was in jail, and went to see her every day and was bringing her food. He said he paid all her fines and her bills and all of that. And he said he wrote 90% of her hit songs, of her raps. Now they out here acting like Cardi B and Offset. They got us in the group chat. You ever get a message on your phone? You like, who on the phone? Who's these other people in the message? How my name get in this message? Who these? I don't know these other numbers. I don't know these people. They got us in the group chat. We ain't asked to be in it. We didn't approve it, but we in it. So since we in it, it's trending topics. We got to talk about it. He said she cheated on him over and over and over and over again. He said he came home and caught her in the bed with a female, somebody she met in the jail. He said she had another apartment. She was doing like Wendy Williams' husband, Kevin Hunter, had another apartment that wasn't far from the house, and that's where she was hanging out with the man. Then he keep telling us he knocked that man out. Now I'm like, why would you say that online? Dude, I know you hurt, but you shouldn't be online talking about how you knocked somebody out. So yeah, he said he knocked them out. He cold knocked them out. He said because the dude shook his hand and he said, how you going to shake my hand and then sleep with my wife? The people in the streets doing the most. Now she done got back online talking about there's pedophiles in his family. It's messed up. It's a hot, stinking, nasty, filthy mess, and we're going to talk about it. Then we got the Diddy trial. One day, someday, y'all gonna give Diva her flowers. I told y'all that the trial is a circus. Some of y'all threw eggs at the screen. I still got the people, oh, Diva, you just want to see this monster get off. I told y'all it was a complete and utter circus, that the prosecution is over there plucking at straws. They probably rolling the dice. Let's try this and see if this works. Their case is not solid. So now, one of the workers, the S workers, that Cassie listed as one of the people that was participating in the freak-offs, he came out and said it's a misidentification. He said it ain't him. The man they claim was in the room in 2016 when Cassie got the beat down by Diddy and it got caught on the videotape. He said it wasn't him. He said they called him Jules and they used his photo and his picture. And he said that damn TMZ did a story on it. And then he said TMZ ended up scrubbing that story from their website because it ain't him. And I had to read that article a couple times. I said, I said, no. I said, no. I read it. I put it down. I came back and I read it again. I said, say what now? How does the prosecution in a case as big as this, where the whole world is watching, people that never heard of Diddy is watching this thing? They in libraries, the coffee shop, corporate America talking about, you heard about that Diddy case? What, you heard how he beat down that girl Cassie? Oh my God, isn't that god awful? They're talking about it everywhere. This man said no one ever contacted him. How do you use my image, my likeness, my name, and you telling me that 10 toes down, I was one of their workers, and y'all never called me and got my side of the story? I said, this is an epic fail. And if the defense is on their game, they will come in that courtroom on Tuesday and rip that thing to shreds. And let me tell you why I believe him. I believe him because the other sex worker said he kept telling the prosecution, why am I here? And they never answered him. I believe him because the prosecution brought their own therapist, psychiatrist up there that they pay $600 an hour, $6,000 for the day to say that you can have trauma brain. And that's why Cassie may have had some inconsistencies, and that's probably why she stayed. So if you got your number one witness, which is Cassie Ventura, and you know that she got trauma brain because you brought somebody up there to tell us that she had trauma brain. So when she's sitting down listening, saying Diva was there, this one was there, that one was there, you don't go check it? That man said it wasn't him. A circus. A complete and utter circus. Now, if this thing ends up in a mistrial, which it probably will, and let me tell you why it probably will. Because the judge is not just the prosecution messing up, and I like this judge, but guess what? He messed up too. The jury should have been sequestered. Just like I'm getting this all in the street, you think they not? They got a long holiday weekend. They got a long holiday weekend. You think when they go to the barbecue that the cousin gonna be like, come on, auntie, just tell us something. What did he look like? Did you believe Cassie? Auntie, can I tell you what I heard? You think they're gonna miss the barbecue? No, they going. And as a matter of fact, they probably got invited to extra ones this year because the people know that they're a juror. So now they probably got extra invites because everybody want them at their house so they can see what information they could get while they eating the chicken. It's a mess. But that's what we're here to do. We're here to dissect this thing, to talk about trending topics. Then you know what? The people need to be careful on these streets. In New York, she happened to be an influencer. She was just walking down the New York street minding her business. She was minding her business. This man Obviously, when you see it, you're gonna see he got some mental problems. This man, he got a little mental problems. He walking down the street. He walking this way. She walk. Wait, let me do it. She walking this way. He walking that way. He come by. He passes her. Clocks her. She fell down. She could have got hurt really bad. She pulls out her phone, starts filming him. He telling her off, they're following me to my house and I'm gonna slit your throat. She tells the cops and shows the cops, and they're like, we got bigger problems here in New York. I'm paraphrasing. They told her we got bigger issues. Okay, you got punched. Go get yourself, I don't know, get some ice on your face. I don't know what to tell you. And she kept pressing and pressing and pressing. And then finally they went into the address that he gave, and he was standing there, and they arrested him. Now, granted, he probably was back on the streets like 2 hours later, but at least she tried. Messed up. It's Friday night, y'all. Is it Friday? We're leading into our holiday weekend, but we got stuff to talk about. The upcoming mistrial for Sean Diddy Combs. Remember, y'all heard it here with the Diva first. So y'all can give me just a smidge bit of credit. You heard it here first. Thank you, Flip. You know what I need, because I'm about to bring the people in the building. I need a what? I need a choo-choo. All aboard, everybody. It is Friday night trending topics, and we got stuff to talk about. The title is called Messed Up. Okay, Papoose files for divorce from Remy Ma. They was once considered black love, okay? The hood story. The man that held his woman down. You hear about these females holding the men down all the time. You hear about it all the time. But now you got the man that held her down, and she cheated. Got the Diddy trial fallout in New York Madness. Let me bring the people in the building. Hey, Savannah. Hey, Wayne.
Hey, Diva.
Hey, Katrina. And listen, guys, come on, Flip.
Diva. Hey, Panel. Hey, Chat.
Good love. Listen, y'all. We had some of our people that's normally in the chat come up last night on the panel. Hit the link, people. Join us. We welcome you all. Okay, hit the link, join us, and have the conversation with us. You know what, y'all? Let me see. Where do I want to start? I guess I'll start with this Diddy trial. When this sex worker said it wasn't me, I was blown away. And I said to myself, this prosecution cannot be this sloppy, because it just don't make any sense. Let me go ahead and share a screen so we can get right into this story, because he's pissed. Right, let's get into it. Let me see. So Ex-Gigolo furious about being ID'd in the Sean Diddy Combs trial. He said it damaged my reputation. A former male escort is furious about being identified in Sean Diddy Combs' sex trafficking trial, angrily denying that he ever had a freak-off with the rapper's ex, Cassie Ventura. Vinomani was identified by Ventura as one of those paid to take part in disturbing sex sessions, with his photo among those shown during Combs' high-profile trial. But the former Vegas escort, who starred in the Showtime reality TV show Gigolos, insists it is a case of mistaken identity, while ripping prosecutors for not contacting him for his side of the story. That is him. This has sucked for me that my name has been brought into this, he told the Daily Mail. I have never had an interaction with Diddy and or Cassie that included or were I witnessed violence, illegal drugs, contracting for sexual services acts, prostitution, or transportation of any person from anywhere to anywhere whatsoever, he insisted. Armani admits he hung out with literally hundreds of celebrities on a regular basis, but never in one of the now notorious freak-offs central to the case against Combs. Had any attorney or authority ever contacted me, that fact would have been plain for them to see, he said. Armani, who wrote a 2011 book about his profession, Tale of the Gigolo, said he was angry after having started a new life in tech crypto following a move to, what's that, Japan, a small island in the Pacific. He is furious that a since deleted TMZ story identified him as Jules, the sex worker involved in the infamous 2016 night at the Intercontinental Hotel in Century City, Los Angeles, where Diddy was caught on video viciously beating, kicking, and dragging Victoria. This TMZ BS and the lack of professionalism or competence from the prosecution has damaged my reputation, he complained. Combs, 55, is accused of using his fame, fortune, and many businesses to run a racketeering scheme in which he controlled Ventura over the course of their 10-year on-again, off-again relationship, using violence and threats, forcing her and others into unprotected sex and drug-filled freak-off sex marathons. That's Armani. He faces life in prison if convicted. Combs has pleaded not guilty to the charges. The trial resumes on Tuesday, May 27th. This is not a good look. The prosecution needs to get their act together. This man said nobody ever spoke to him and they got the wrong person. Savannah, your thoughts?
Is there a prosecution at the state's table? Because I'm not seeing anything that we haven't already known. I'm still waiting on RICO charges, the trafficking evidence. I'm not hearing anything but two freaks that just enjoyed sharing their bodies with other people, and a bunch of opportunists coming to get their 15 minutes of fame. It's a circus not only in the courtroom, but out in the streets as well. Folks are lining up, pushing each other, fussing with each other. So I'm not, this trial that we've been waiting on, and as a taxpayer, if I was a taxpayer of New York, I'd be upset. You wasting my money on this. There's absolutely no evidence of what they were, as far as I haven't heard anything besides two adults having just out of the normal encounters with their bodies, whether it wasn't a freak off or doing other things with, because I continuously see video of Cassie just enjoying her time being in the in crowd around Sean Combs and everything that embodies him.
But Savannah, circle you back. What do you think about this worker that says it wasn't me?
But in his book, did he not say? And I haven't read the book. I've heard about it.
No, you heard about the book from the other guy. No. You heard
it's
about
the other. See, I'm so confused.
Yeah. This is somebody totally
I'm
different.
confused. So it's not. He wasn't one of the visitors to their parties, their escapades. It's not him.
He's saying no. He was named as one of them, but he said he was not, and it's destroying his reputation. There was another one who wrote a book, and he agreed that yes, I was there. But this one is saying no. Cassie's picked out a picture, said, yeah, he was one of the ones we paid to be part of the thing. He's saying he was not.
Okay, I'm confused then. He looks like the one that was peddling a book a few days ago.
That's not him.
It's not him. I'm confused, and I would have been like Cassie and pointed him out too, and been like, "Yep, that's the one." Because I was confused. Because I'm still waiting to hear the hard evidence, and bringing in all these extra people and bodies, whether they were there or not. So, Diva, was he a gigolo? Was he one of the workers or not?
No. He was on the show, that Showtime show, Gigolos, right? And a few people from that show were part of the sex workers that Cassie and Diddy hired. and they got it from this site called Blue Boy Cowboy or something like that. So in the trial, they showed pictures of the alleged workers that worked for Diddy and Cassie. His picture came up, and he was named as the person who was in the hotel room in 2016. But he's saying it was not him. TMZ did a story saying it was him also, and then TMZ had to take that story down because he said it wasn't him. He said no one ever called him, no one ever spoke to him, no one ever got his side of the story. This is a serious mishap on the prosecution. This is going to put a hiccup in this case. This man is saying, you showed my picture, you claim I was the one in this 2016 hotel, you never spoke to me, and it wasn't me. I'll circle back to you, Savannah. Let me go to Wayne. Wayne, what is your thoughts? This is stay focused on this guy who said it's not me.
Well, first of all, I think he said he lost business. It ruined his reputation. And if that's, whatever he does, he just needs to get a good lawyer. But I was going to say, Cassie, the star witness, and they say it's 8 more weeks to go in this trial. I see 8 weeks of BS. Because if Cassie's the star witness, and it ain't got no better, and it's constantly going downhill, you got this guy, you got the other guy, with Sheree, I think Sheree, whatever, saying, look,
and they call him the Punisher. They call him the Punisher.
Yeah, the Punisher. So what I'm saying is that it's going to be, if it's like this, and Cassie's the star witness, it's 8 weeks of BS. Because it sounds like if you had real good stuff, I mean, you'd want to get out there to show, look, we uncovered some stuff. But they bring in stuff, and then when they get caught like this just helps the defense. These people, and I'm surprised with Garagos. I'm surprised of this. It's not fine-tuned. You know what I mean? They having these kind of slip-ups. I just wouldn't expect it. He's older now, but I just wouldn't have expected these kind of slip-ups, oh, this is not the right person. You put a witness on the stand, you don't know what they're going to say. But for him, he definitely got a lawsuit. He definitely got a lawsuit. That's it.
Lorraine, yeah, this is where wouldn't they have the escort's name and information? They would need travel records and receipts for payments. Hello, Lorraine. But I keep telling you, this is a circus and they got nothing. That's why they keep playing that 2016 beatdown over and over again, because they're hoping that all the distraction techniques of them showing us the bondage, the shoes, the baby oil, they keep saying the baby oil. And when we went to arrest them in New York, we found the baby oil in the room. And that's another reason why they knew he was going to turn himself in. It just clicked in my head. They knew he was there to turn himself in. But that's why they didn't let him, because if he would have turned himself in, they would have never had cause to go and raid his hotel room. So they went and got him early so they can get in that hotel room and see if they could get some more evidence. And shame on Diddy. He had it in the room for them. But that's why they did that. That's another reason why they came and picked them up, although they already knew via his lawyer that he was there to turn himself in. This thing is a hot, stinking, nasty mess, okay? And yes, they would need name and information. But you remember the Punisher said, he kept asking them, why am I here? I got nothing for you. I didn't see no violence. I lived in Harlem, so therefore I wasn't trafficked anywhere. And he said everything he did was voluntary. And then he also told us that he had ED because he wanted to prove that he wasn't really having sex that much anyway. This is a stinking hot mess, people. You got to stay connected and pick up the breadcrumbs and put the pieces of the puzzle together. Felicia, your thoughts?
Oh my goodness. Happy Friday. Happy Memorial Day weekend, everybody. Ooh, who, I'm going to say this first, Savannah, I understand your confusion because the two male workers that we've seen in the regular public with this guy and Sheree, the author, they do look alike. So it's okay. Diva, I think this is very serious.
It is.
And the reason why I'm saying this is because last week, during the first 2 days that Miss Ventura testified, they showed that tape at least 6 times. And they said that she was being forced back into the room to continue in a freak off that she didn't want to participate in anymore. And according to the testimony, Jules, because I didn't see the picture, because I was just reading the text messages and that were coming from the court, so I didn't see the photos. So they were saying that Jules, this man who is now living in the South Pacific or whatever, was in the room sitting on the bed. And that's what the security, was he a security guard? Yeah, the hotel security guard said he saw a man sitting on the bed. And that man was thereafter identified.
So hold on 1 second, Felicia.
Well, that's Sheree.
That's the Punisher. That's Sheree.
Right,
that's the Punisher. And the other guy name is Armani. His first name is Ben Armani. So they're 2 different people. This one, yes, he was there. The other one saying, no, they got it wrong. I was not there. This is a mess. Go ahead, Felicia.
Yeah, so he's identified. The best word I can use right now is evidence that he's the person who was present when Miss Ventura was being dragged back against her will to participate in this freak off. This is key evidential information in this case. So I thought that Jules was going to be coming in to talk about what happened at the Intercontinental Hotel. So this man's not him. They got to clean it up. I can't clean it up for him. But this is terrible. This is not the first mistake that they've made. This is why they have had a series of sidebars. And they have been lengthy because there has been discovery that's been misnumbered. They claim they didn't get it. Letters or orders that they have posted on the case at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night when the judge is sleeping, when there's changes coming, judge doesn't even see it. So there's a lot of things going on that are not the usual. One of the things they also discussed was that this is a public case and that many, not everyone, felt that they should have allowed everyone to see those still shots of those photos during the alleged freak-offs because it is a public trial. So everything is supposed to be public. So I think a lot has already happened. And I think that this is going to have a negative backlash. But the good news is that we have 3 days, because there's no court on Monday, for them to figure out how they're going to proceed. As far as this gentleman is concerned who wanted to go change his life, someone asked, well, is he an ex-worker or not? So he was a male escort. I guess you could say he's an ex-worker, but he's saying that this was not him. He wasn't involved in any of this stuff here with Mr. Combs and or Frank Black and Janet. He said he just did a lot of holiday parties. I feel very bad for him that this has happened. So this is 2 days in a row. So we had Scott Mascuti yesterday who said, yeah, I got played. And he was supposed to be there for the prosecution.
You better talk.
You have this today. This isn't good. Thank you, Eva.
Thank you. Let me tell you this. Something just hit me. Another thought just slammed in my head. I'm pulling this thing together now. I told you I needed a minute I'm pulling it together now. So the defense at the 11th hour, they was like, we need more time. The judge said no. The prosecution was always pushing, we're doing this thing now. And now I really get that. The defense wanted to delay it because if they would have delayed it, Cassie would have never been able to come on that stand because she probably would have been in the delivery room or just had the baby or something like that. And the prosecution knew they had 2.2 seconds if they wanted to get Cassie on that stand because she was looking like she was about to pop that baby out while she was in that stand. And so neither side seemed to be as prepared as they really need to be. But the prosecution, the burden is on them. When you're not talking to witnesses, you're not prepping them to say why they even here. You got Dawn Richard that can't get her story right. You got the other one keep talking. She keep talking about, Dawn Richard keep talking about the frying pan, the eggs, and this. Katrina, your thoughts? Katrina, are you there? All right. Can everybody else hear me?
Yepper.
Yeah, Diva.
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. I don't know what happened to Katrina, but we're going to move on. Yeah, she's ready to pop that baby. But this guy right here, this is not a good look for the prosecution because he's hot, pissy mad, ruining his reputation. He done moved off to some little island somewhere, changed his life, got into tech, no longer in the escort business, and now you putting his name in one of the messiest trials of the century. And you not only put his name in it, you're saying that he was one in the room when she got the beat down. So how could he not say he saw violence? Because when she was dragged back to the room, did she not have some bruises and stuff on her? It's a mess.
But did they not have a binder of escorts, or didn't they have a binder of pictures and information on escorts? How did his picture get in the binder?
Because Cassie pointed them out. I don't know if they showed Cassie pictures. I don't know how Cassie came up with her list of names on who she was giving up when the government was speaking to her.
I understood that she was given pictures, that the prosecution pulled out pictures and she identified them.
Well, she, according to him, it's a no-no. And let me tell you the only reason why, well, it's not the only reason. The reason why I'm really leaning towards him in this no-no is because of the simple fact that he said TMZ removed that story. Because TMZ had a whole story that his stage name or whatever was Jules. And that Jules was the one sitting on the bed in the room in the Intercontinental Hotel in 2016 when she got this beat down. Katrina, your thoughts? I don't know what's happening with Katrina, but I got to move into my next story. So my next story is with this Papoose and Remy Ma. Listen, Papoose said he's a very private person, but I guess everybody has their breaking point. And him and Remy Ma have been just crashing out on the social media. Crashing out. It is bad. Crashing out, what do you call it? Cardi B and Offset style. And so he said he filed for divorce. He said that she was a big cheater. Let me just click out of some of these things so I can have some room on my computer. Let me see. Here it is. I think I've seen this story. Okay. So Papoose files for divorce. My wife can't keep her legs closed as Remy Ma and Clarissa duke it out on IG. When that gets there, he talks about how he wrote all her music. Papoose says his estranged wife, Remy Ma, crossed the line by mentioning his children in her explosive rant yesterday. So he returned with some TNT of his own by telling the world his ex is capable of horrible things. We obtained Post's divorce filing court docs on Friday, which cite the usual reconcilable differences and requests for equal dissolution, but he put many more details on Instagram. According to Pap, Remy cheated heavily throughout their marriage, even with a woman she was once in prison with at one point. The veteran MC says he couldn't turn a blind eye to her dipping out with the battle rapper Easy the Block Captain, and confirmed the long-standing rumors that he delivered a critical beatdown, even knocking out a tooth that caused a hole in his hand. The guy gave him dap, and then he slapped his wife. Pat says that a whooping was mandatory, and says Remy developed animosity towards him for delivering it. Pap then played alleged audio of Easy threatening to leak new photos and videos of Remy and of her claiming that she was stringing Easy along. He also accused Remy of habitually lying regarding her music career, success, and all. Fans had commented for years they can hear Pap's influence in Remy's music, and he claimed to have written 90% of her catalog, including her signature hit, Conceited. Pap assures if you search through any of his phones, the lyrics he wrote for Remy will pop right up, but he had no issues being in the shadow because that's the man he is. Remy and Pap's new flame boxer, Clarissa Shields, also went back and forth with side swipes on IG, mega fallout for the intense IG lies. Maybe the Black Love couple can wrap things up now that the docs have been filed. Dare we say, messiest hip-hop divorce ever. I mean, I don't know if we're going to call theirs the messiest or Cardi being Offset. I'm trying to wait for this to kick in so we can hear a little bit of it. I don't know why my thing, there we go. It's queuing up and then it leaves me. Savannah, your thoughts while I'm waiting for this to queue back up?
These two messy adults are not thinking about the children and how this toxic back and forth that they're both doing is going to affect them. It's just so ucky and mucky. I don't know. They have been going at it for the past couple years, and the moment that you disrespect your marital bed or bedroom by bringing in other people, you might as well, you're inviting all of this energy and drama that they are both exhibiting right now. I think I agree with you, Diva. I think Cardi B and Offset's is going to be a messier feud, but the bigger person is going to be the one that walks away and just allows the other one to continue with their mess. And if I was the new girlfriend of Papoose, didn't Remy go to jail before assaulting a female? So I would be very careful if I was Miss Clarissa here. I really, these two, it's just been ugly. It's more than toxic. It's absolutely been ugly. There's no disrespect. I'm sorry. There's no respect. There's been nothing but disrespect. They're constantly doing interviews on each other, whether it's radio, podcast, and there is nothing sacred. They put everything out there and do not care how it's going to affect their children. So I just want to be left out of this mess, and I hope one of them grows up and learn that they're both adults, and they really need to start thinking about their children.
Yeah. Okay, so let's take a little listen. We're not going to listen to all of it. We'll listen to some.
This got caught cheating with the lane. I brought it to her attention. I said, first of all, I couldn't even believe that she was stooped that low because he's such a cornball. Y'all see it, y'all say it yourself. I'm like, yo, there's no way it's this because I'm trying to figure it out. Like, damn, who is this? Because, we were living a normal, peaceful life, raising our child like we planned to, and she started to move real strange. So in the process of her moving strange, it became stranger and stranger, worse and worse. So I said, damn, I gotta see what's going on. Mind you, I didn't knock him out because he slept with my wife. Like I told y'all before, the reason I knocked him out was because he shook my hand and then slept with my wife. So when she comes on live and say, we haven't slept in the bed since 2022, and to make it seem like and fabricate a story, like we had some agreement, you such a liar. Mind you, I finds out she got an apartment 40 minutes away from our crib where she lays up with the lame, leaves and says she's going to work, leaves, say she's going to do this and do that, but she goes to the crib. I've been there. I can actually give y'all the address. So anyway, I go to the event. Now, I already know I'm coming there. I'm putting this down. I'm going to be honest with you. Truthfully, I really wanted to really hurt him. But I decided at the last minute, I said, you know what? I'm going to just put my hands on this. Soft, didn't even fight back. That's what made me mad. I would have just clipped him and kept it pushing. But the fact that I seen that the was soft when I ran down him, I said, damn, this be talking all this gangster shit, and he ain't even going to fight back. It was like a deer in headlights. But that's another story. Knocked him out. It's no mystery. Had to get a tetanus shot, knocked his tooth out and all that. Hole in my hand, the whole shit. So I go in the spot. I'm walking through the spot. I don't see the lame. Everybody look like the lame to me. I go to where I got an idea where they at. When I walk in the room, they in there lovey-dovey. They in there all lovey-dovey. Mind you, she been lying, saying she ain't with the she don't deal with them. All this corny shit, right? I see the lame. Y'all already know. Went in his mouth. Off the muscle. What happened was, he thought I came to talk. He thought I was about to talk. Ain't none of that. We don't do that. Mom! Right in his mouth, off the muscle. Whooped him out. Dead on his feet. Hit the floor like a sack of potatoes. I know. Everybody telling me I shouldn't talk about this, but this is a lame. Do what you got to do. He hit the floor like a sack of potatoes. Stomped him out and all that. Bad. Hole in my knuckle, everything. But like I told you, I didn't do that because he slept with my wife. I did that because you shook my hand and then slept with my wife. But the part I didn't tell y'all is, through this entire ordeal of her cheating with this lame, I started to notice that he had something on her. And I felt like he was blackmailing her. I always felt like he was blackmailing her. And also, I would never want to disrespect her. You know what I mean? Actions speak way louder than words. Initially, when it transpired, which was 2022, when she started dealing with the lame. But that wasn't the first time I caught her cheating. I've caught her cheating numerous times since she's been home. She informed me, hey, such and such just came home, one of the individuals who she was locked up with. So I said, oh, okay, that's cool. But I remember the name from when she was away. I don't think nothing of it. Oh, this year, we always celebrate our birthdays together. Me, her, and the baby birthday, my birthday, our family. They all come around. It's like, that's how I was raised. So I'm real big on family. So this particular year, she says, I want to have an all-girls party. So I'm like, okay. So you don't want me and the baby to come? All right. No, just my friends, all girls. I'm like, damn, that's a little, I don't want to say strange, but I was like, okay, we usually do it as a family, but this is cool. You want to have it with all girls. So she has the all girls party. I don't go. I falls back. The friend who was incarcerated comes to the crib. She attends the all girls party, all the friends, cool. After that, we had like a little dinner in the basement or whatever at the crib. So this is the first time I seen homegirl outside of when they was in the penitentiary together. So on another day, I caught her with this individual in our house while my daughter was on the bed with them. Ended up catching it. Now, this individual is a female. So I can't do nothing to her. I don't put my hands on females. Y'all want to know what I did? I told the individual, I told her to get out. I said, get the out. Because I felt very disrespected that took place in my house. while my daughter was right there on the bed. And you know what she did? She had all the animosity in the world against me. Why? Because she knows I know the truth. And it's not even something that I judge. Like I said, I don't judge nobody who lived that lifestyle. I do think it was very disgusting that it took place in the house while my daughter was in the bed. I thought that was very disgusting. I want y'all to hear this. Listen to this.
She would have been over. He would have been over. You put me in a predicament, so I had to still kind of be cool with it to make sure he don't go all the way back and I'm not getting dragged on both sides by Team Papoose and Team this nigga.
Team this nigga. That's your name, babe, bro. Your name is Team this nigga. Hold on. Let's play this again.
She would have been over. He would have been over. You put me in a predicament, so I had to still kind of be cool with it to make sure he don't go all the way back and I'm not getting dragged on both sides by Team Papoose and Team this nigga. You didn't give a you didn't care.
That is not true.
Talking to this
I would have been stopped talking with this. So she's mad at me because I knocked them out. I don't want to bring people names in it, but another individual put up the house. I put up the cash because you needed it. And you know another reason why I had to bail you out because you didn't have the money. You didn't have the money. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even going to bring Joe in a minute. I'm not even going to bring them in it. But y'all relationship wasn't what it was at the time. You burnt all your bridges. I was wondering at the time, damn, why nobody rock with her? Why nobody supporting her? Why everybody turning their back? Because you burn your bridges. That's why I should have knew. That was a flag. That was a red flag. Your family love you. I tell you all the time. But do you love them back? Who do you love? Who do you love? You got a problem with everybody. Ever since Cam left Juju, she been the bitter best friend. Putting bad ideas, bad concepts, bad advice in your ear. Let's keep it real. See what I'm saying? This is what I didn't want to do, man. Because to me, this ain't what it is. But the fact that you mentioned my children, I cannot let that ride. Because I stand on that.
Oh my God. This is a hot, stinking mess. Weighing your thoughts. And there's more. Remy Ma went off. It's too much for me to show. We'll be here till Memorial Day on Monday. Weighing your thoughts.
I don't really know these people, but from what I've seen so far, you know, I don't know why. Excuse me. I don't know why he just don't let this go, file for divorce, you know, on grounds of infidelity and move on. Because, like Savannah said, this stuff is written down. This stuff is engraved. It's out there. It's on the internet, and their kids will see it one day. So I think it's kind of selfish not to, you know, think about the child, you know. And somebody got to be the better person. At least say, we'll do this the right way, and not out in the public, you know. And it doesn't need to be in the public. I don't care how much celebrities people are. You know, this is something that could be settled, you know, with their lawyer. That's it.
Thank you. Cassandra, oh my God. I hate the backtracking. I usually don't backtrack to a story, but you hit the nail on the head. You hit the nail on the head. They brought the Punisher on the stand and he didn't even know why he was there. If you knew who that person was in the hotel in 2016, so that could be a slam dunk that this was definitely a freak off. Why wouldn't you bring that person to the stand? Oh my gosh. This thing is a hot, stinking mess. Cassandra said the feds and Cassie lied about a man being in the room to get Diddy on trafficking because why wouldn't they contact the escort to testify to be a witness to confirm Cassie's story? I appreciate your comment, Cassandra. Katrina, your thoughts?
Papoose and Remy.
Your connection is bad.
It's back. Skip me and come back. Let me go out and come back in.
Tay, your thoughts? Remy Ma, Papoose?
If I was Papoose, I would dump her a long time ago when she cheated on him so many times. They tell her that, Rini, you lost a good man. You lost a good man. A man who stood by you. A man who had kids with. A man who took his vow very seriously. But you broke the vow too many times, Rini. And you had your baby on the bed with another man too. Do you not respect your marriage, girl? No. All you care about is yourself. You don't care about your husband. You don't care about your kids at all. All you care about bling bling and money change right there. But Posse, I like you do. And get rid of reading for once, okay? She don't deserve you, Posse. There is somebody out there for you, Posse. That's all, Diva.
Thank you, Tay Tay. And he got somebody else already, so no worries. Felicia, your thoughts?
Diva, hey, Tay Tay. I thought they got divorced last year. I wish they had. And I'm going to keep believing that and have no comment.
I appreciate you. Thank you. Woo, child. Listen, this Diddy thing has still got me going here. But I'm going to roll into our last story. And our last story is this influencer. She was in New York. She was walking down the street, minding her business. And the man came in and busted, punching it, just cold punch in the face. First, I'll show you. Let me see if I still have her Instagram up. I'll show you her story there. And then I would read about it to you. Hold on 1 second. Let's go ahead. So you're going to look closely. He's walking there with the blue on. And he just clocked her and she fell down. Oops, I'm sorry.
Hey, you want to know where my address is? Hey, follow me. It's 211. Follow me, Blonde. Blonde. As long as you sit this life, you want to marry me so I can slit your throat? What's the universe? What's standing? What's cell division? What's your internal organ? What's the Tao of physics? What's dim mouth? How do you kill an agent without touching them? Hi, yeah. Are you missing a stepping agent? Are you missing a step? What's banana? What's botany? What's Wu-Tang? What's Shaolin? You want to die? What's Shaolin? Can I incinerate you? Where yang meet together, yin and yang? So, do your parents want you to die for disrespecting me? You deserve me.
They didn't want me to do anything.
So she said on Wednesday, May 14th, around 10:30 a.m., I was punched in the head by a passing stranger. I wasn't going to post this as a reel, but there are a few pieces of the story I hadn't shared, and I think they are important for my community and fellow New Yorkers to know. First, I wasn't on my phone when it happened. I wasn't distracted. It wasn't an unsafe hour. I made note of the guy when I saw him, but it wasn't until I saw a strange flick in his hand, you can see in the footage, that I realized something wasn't right. Second, the police took approximately 30 minutes to arrive, and once they did, even after showing the video with the guy shouting threats, acted like it wasn't a big deal. I remember saying, so since I'm not bleeding, a punch to the head is okay. Third, when I refused to back down, and only after I told them I had a headache, they agreed to go to the address the man shouted in the video and made me go with them, despite having video footage clearly identify him. I can't describe how terrifying that was. Maybe they were hoping I refuse and give up. Let me hold on 1 second. Finally, the cops did not get the security. The cops did not get the security footage. We did. The cops walked into the nail salon when I pointed out the camera, but said only the owner had access to the footage. Michael, my husband, went back later, and the salon happily put him in touch with the owner, who immediately found the footage and sent it to him. It took 5 minutes. I'm so grateful it wasn't worse. I'm grateful it was me and not someone who couldn't take the hit or the fall. I'm hopeful the man gets the help and services he clearly needs, and I'm heartbroken and furious that this is how it is. So much apathy. Stay safe and stay aware. And if it happens to you, don't let anyone convince you to let it go. The problem is so big and so later, but pretending nothing can be done is not the solution. I love New York City. That's what she wrote because she is from New York City. Hold on, I'm going to share just something else with you. Okay. Let's see if it comes up. Okay. So influencer, her name is Kendra Hall, punched in the head by a stranger in New York City and slams the cops for not wanting to help. A glamorous New York influencer has posted a video of a crazed stranger punching her in the head, knocking her to the ground while detailing her struggles to get him arrested. Author and keynote speaker Kendra Hall posted security footage Wednesday showing her walking down an Upper East Side sidewalk last week when a man going in the opposite direction suddenly lashes out and hits her. The footage shows the 44-year-old tumbling back and falling over scarily close to the road. Hall then filmed her own footage of the man as he walked away and turned around, taunting her to follow him to his address. The assailant, later identified by police as a 43-year-old Yale Reed, was later filmed being placed in handcuffs by the NYPD at the address he said he was going to. However, Hall claimed that the NYPD took more than a half hour to arrive and initially did not seem interested in helping her or tracking down the thug. Even after showing a video with the guy shouting threats, NYPD acted as if it wasn't a big deal. I remember saying, "So since I'm not bleeding, a punch to the head is okay," she wrote in a caption. NYPD officials told the Post that at the time of the assault, officers in the area were responding to multiple high-priority calls, including shots fired. Hall once said she told the officer she had a headache from the attack. The officers agreed to go to the address he yelled, but she was upset that the cops made her go with them, despite having video footage clearly identifying him. "I can't describe how terrifying that was. Maybe they were hoping I refuse and give up," she wrote. NYPD said it is their standard protocol to show up at a location when the victim knows where the person who committed a crime in the area is in the area. Sure enough, when the police showed up at the address, they found Reed and arrested him. Hall also complained about having to get the security footage herself, but police said they had no reason to retrieve the video since the victim had already been identified. "I'm so grateful it wasn't worse," she continued, of her attack. "I'm grateful it was me and not someone who couldn't take the hit or the fall. I'm hopeful that the man gets help and the services he clearly needs. And I'm heartbroken and furious that this is how it is. So much apathy." Reed was charged with third-degree assault. So at least he was caught and he was charged, but it was all because of her persistence. Savannah, your thoughts?
And she had to do her own detective work to get video footage and information so that they can capture this person. And Kendra Hall, she is the real deal. Like, she is an author. I follow Mel Robbins on all social media, and I know that Kendra is connected to Mel Robbins. So she is a really savvy keynote speaker, author. She's the real deal in business world. So I'm surprised. I'm glad you read the story and cleared it up, because I was thinking this was a young influencer who was on her phone and violating, the privacy and boundaries of others. But it's clearly, because I've seen that story come up a lot lately, where the younger generation is filming, they're on their phone and then going live and not respecting the privacy and boundaries of other citizens who may not want to be recorded. So I thought that's why the person assaulted her to begin with. But it's clear that this man has some mental challenges, and it seems like the New York police hasn't learned from the United Healthcare CEO that was unalived this past year, and how that case had become such a media sensation, and failure on the police to also do their work. And it was the internet that actually caught the person, and not police and detective work. So it's unfortunate. These streets are not safe. And we have to be vigilant, and mental health is a scary, real thing. And you just never know. You never know. You have to be guarded, and your neck has to be on pivot at all times. And you have to do whatever measures you need to keep yourself safe. I mean, we've done numerous stories here about the New York Police Department and their scandals and lack of leadership and ethics and ethics in regards to their community and their people. And it just seems that this is it's getting worse. Where's Mayor Adams? Wasn't he acquitted, and he was supposed to be doing something? So it's unfortunate. These streets are still not safe.
Yeah, it's very sad. Wayne, your thoughts?
You know, this woman was traumatized twice. You know, one, she got knocked upside the head, and then two, the police gonna have her confront her assailant. Yeah, she said she was terrified.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm sure she probably got a lawyer and gonna file a lawsuit against the police department. But I appreciate how she did have some empathy for the guy. That just, hey, I know something got to be wrong with him. Hope he gets his help.
Right.
But the police showed no empathy to this woman. Just got knocked upside her head. This woman was assaulted. Even if it didn't hurt, this woman was assaulted. She didn't know what was happening to her. So I'm surprised that they didn't have some kind of empathy, like, okay, let's see what we can do. It would almost been like she was on her own if she didn't pursue it. That's it.
Yeah. Tay, your thoughts?
The police don't want to do their job, the right way. See if this person is hurting, and make sure she's okay. That's why the police, they want to do their job like that anyway. They're like, oh, we don't care at all about you anyway. That's all, Diva.
Thank you, Tay. Felicia, your thoughts?
It's unfortunate. I think it speaks to that whole gender bias thing. Mm-hmm. She showed them in real time what happened to her and who did it and where they said they were going. And they were just disregarding her. Yeah. And it was unfortunate. But I'm so happy she has a supportive husband who went and got the footage. And the business people in the nail salon, because that man probably harasses them all the time. He's probably out there just, at the door. And when clients go in and out, he's probably got something to say or asking for money or something like that. So the good news is that because it's a holiday weekend, maybe he has to stay in there until Tuesday. Hopefully he didn't get right out. And I'm glad that she had enough in her to believe that she was worthy of some kind of justice here, and that there had to be some accountability. And I'm glad that she got it. Thank you, Diva.
Thank you. Listen, guys, I appreciate y'all for coming and hanging out with me on this Friday night for Trending Topics. This Diddy thing, I'm waiting to see how this thing turns out on Tuesday. It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing at all. The man said it wasn't me. And Cassandra, thank you for throwing that thought process in my head. You bring the Punisher up there, who said he ain't got nothing for y'all, and he didn't really have nothing. He said he had ED, they stopped hiring him, so forth and so on. But the man that you could prove that this was a freak off, you don't get him to come, because y'all don't know who it is or if anybody was really in that room. It's a hot, stinking mess. Listen, guys, y'all know the routine. If y'all ain't hit that like button on the way in, do me a favor. Hit the like button on the way out. Good night and goodbye, everybody. Choo-choo.